Hey everyone, this is Prachi, and in this video I will be talking about my July wrap-up. Last month it was my birthday, and even then I managed to complete 5 books. I think that's my personal best. I haven't read 5 books in a month, ever. So I'm extremely excited to share the 5 books that I read, and now let's get started. The first book that I read was by Matt Haig. It's called The Midnight Library. Such a fresh concept and writing style. I absolutely enjoyed reading this book. It is a story about a girl who is in her mid-age and is working in a music store, barely earning anything. Even though she's extremely talented in music, academics, sports, she somehow fails to make a life out of any of these fields. Not because she tried and failed, it's because she never tried because of her poor mental health. Filled with anxiety, stress, regret, and no friends or family of sort, she decides to commit suicide. And after she gulps all the pills, she finds herself in a library, a never-ending library full of books with a green cover. She later finds out that all those books are in fact lives that she is living in other worlds, and if she wants to live them, all she has to do is pick up a book and start reading. The fun part is that this concept is inspired from the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. They even mention it in the book. According to many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, the wave function doesn't collapse. In fact, every possible outcome of a quantum measurement is realized in some world. Obviously, the book is science fiction, and the way the author used this interpretation of quantum mechanics is where his artistic freedom was involved. I would give this book 5 stars. The second book that I read was by Paulo Coelho. It's called The Archer, a very short story of a once famous man who was the greatest archer. He is retired now and does not want anyone to find out where he is. However, one day, a boy who is his admirer comes searching for him. The boy has many questions about archery and life. The archer uses the way of the bow to teach him about life, shares his learnings and wisdom. Paulo, being the wise man that he is, teaches the readers through this book about so many things like passion, hard work, purpose, the importance of failure, and the urge to make a difference. I would give this book 3 stars. The next book that I read was On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. This book was written in 2019, so this is a fairly new book. This book is a letter from a son to his mother who can't read or write. The book talks about all the things that the son has gone through along with his mother, remembering the past and cherishing the memories. The author said that everything in the book is mostly true apart from how the book ended. The author, or the son writing the letter, is a Vietnamese American man whose mother and grandmother are traumatized by the war. The letter talks about their struggles living in America after the war and how the war inflicted a sense of fear amongst the family. The book talks about various topics like racism, sexuality, immigrants, and dealing with death and trauma. I give this book 3 stars. The next book is a physics book. So I was really excited about reading this book. I have been wanting to read this book for a very long time. So I finally found the time and I read The Black Hole War, My Battle with Stephen Hawking by Leonard Susskind. The book is about the black hole information paradox, the erupted dispute between Stephen Hawking and Lenny Susskind on whether the information is lost in the black hole or it is somehow retrieved. The current major puzzle in physics right now is the reconciliation of the general theory of relativity with quantum mechanics. Stephen Hawking with quantum mechanics showed that black holes aren't completely black. In fact, they radiate what is called the Hawking radiation. This will cause the black hole to completely evaporate, leaving no trace of information that fell into it. The problem here is that is not how physics works. In physics, we have what is called the conservation of information. Even if you throw a book in the fire, the information in the book will somehow be encoded in the heat and light that is made in the process of burning the book. An amazing example given by Leonard Susskind in the book was, if you take a bucket of water and put ink in it, and if you let the water evaporate, you won't find anything in the bucket. In fact, the ink would too have been evaporated with the water. But if Stephen Hawking were right, black holes are different and they do destroy any information that falls into it. In this book, Susskind explains how this ideology couldn't be more wrong and the various steps that were taken to solve this puzzle, from a black hole complementarity to ADS-CFT correspondence. I absolutely enjoyed this book and I give this book 5 stars. The last book that I read was Notes on Grief by Chimamanda. I would not dare to pronounce the entire name because I don't want to disrespect her. This book was published this year amidst the coronavirus pandemic. As the title suggests, the story is about going through grief during this coronavirus pandemic. The story talks about struggles of people these days that are losing their loved ones and are unable to go or meet or see them due to the travel restrictions. As COVID-19 hits the world, the author and her family could only talk to each other through Zoom calls. The author is shook to her core when she finds out the demise of her father due to kidney failure. Due to COVID-19, each one of us are struggling and going through a lot. Some of us have lost people close to us, and some of us have still not been able to meet with our loved ones. These unprecedented times calls for all of us to understand the value of love and life. I hope all of you are safe and healthy, and I send you peace and gratitude to go through these times. I give this book 3 stars. So these were all the books that I read in July. I hope there was something for each of you. If you have read any of these books, mention them in the comment section and we can talk about it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.